Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I got some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
And here's the thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one had to go.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Welcome fellas, welcome everybody to All In, All United. Alright, Chelsea 4, Manchester United 3. The battle of the two pretenders in the league. You understand? And I think we end up coming out. Anyway, earlier this is the fifth 4-3 result that we've been involved in this season, and we lost 3 of them. And more than the result, it's just the manner in which we concede goals, right? Because we conceded 2 goals in 4 minutes against Bayern Munich. And then we conceded 2 goals in a minute. I think it was home versus Copenhagen, and 2 goals in 4 minutes away against Copenhagen. Right? Then we conceded 2 goals in 5 minutes versus Wolves. 2 goals in 2 minutes versus Liverpool. And today, 2 goals in 2 minutes versus Chelsea. Right? Now they say that bad teams just find a way to lose football matches. And we just continue to prove, how bad we actually are. Because from, how they said we were able to snatch a defeat from the jaws of victory. You understand? We're that good that we could find ourselves in a winning position with 2 minutes to go and lose the game. Alright? What are we saying, fellas?
Honestly, I didn't watch the game. I take in like the shortest highlights possible. I was listening to the game, and when Garnacho scored the winner, I was listening to it on the way home. I sent Rima my voice note one time. Send me that link for where's watch over the full matches. I have to watch this game when I reach home. I reach home a few minutes ago, I was still listening to it. Penalty score. Then I hear corner. Then I hear Palmer score again. Why you watching this for? Why going to put myself through this for? Why will I subject myself to almost 2 hours knowing how this game ended up? So I hear what went on in the game. I look at the highlights in the game. I look at the statistics from the game. And as much as it seemed like we were winning our game, yes, we were winning our game, but when you look at the statistics, we still are allowing too many shots. This is almost 60 shots in 2 games that we are allowing. 60 shots in 2 games. We had it, so we can't come here surprised when you see a lose our game 4-3, because we are allowing teams the opportunity to come at us. So once we continue to do that, every match day at 9 p.m., we will be coming and having the same kind of conversations. If that problem not being solved, if you could be winning a game and bring on Scott McTominay, who is not known for his defensive capabilities, then you're asking for problems.
Yeah. Before we move on, I just want to get a comment on the inside. Fair play. Kerry on the inside, Chelsea man, he's saying a reach. Alright, he's saying pleasant good night, you wankers. Yeah, we don't hear all the fellas until, we don't hear them fellas at all, boy. But fair play. Yeah. Go through, fellas.
Now, let me think something. Like, I feel like this game was,
I think like the winner was not going to be the winner. I feel like it's a game to see which coach getting fired. At the end of the season, and I think we win. I think we win that. We win that match. So Chelsea could keep keep Poch. And we get somebody else because I mean, like you said, like I felt both teams tried as hard to win as they did to lose. I mean, I didn't think we were doing thing today, but then I see how we were losing, and then I see Chelsea start playing like Chelsea. And I say, look at that, we might get a result because Chelsea looking like they want to do it. I mean, they gave us, the goals we scored were pretty. I felt pretty, defendable, and they had a bad pass with it, back pass. What we get, I say, well, they ain't trying to win. So I say, okay, well, if they want to win, we think to win, no big deal, because we all know the season done. FA Cup is a we in it, but it's a cup we in, but we ain't not much confidence going into that. But the season done, we ain't gonna get too much better, but surely we can't get worse. Surely we can't go backwards. But I was wrong. I mean, like everybody said, like it's the same thing over and over again. Set pieces. How we still doing set piece thing? I mean, how? I've been like I try not to get mad watching this team play, but I can't help it. Like I know how bad they're gonna be, and I know dumb stuff gonna happen with this team. But for them to, I think once it start, this is the latest a team has been winning and still lose. I think that's start to get like, I mean, we set the kind of record we setting now. I mean, but. I mean, and just the same, like I said, the same thing, set pieces. We have zero midfield, and Eric Ten Hag still throwing on the injured players to get, the players coming back. We lost 2 center backs today. I've been saying try Kambala. See, if he healthy, start the healthy one. No, you go bring on. You go let Varane play, get injured. Then you go bring on Evans, he get injured. And then you bring on Kambala. So we lost 2 players when we could just play 1. But that's another issue, the whole injury thing. But like I feel like it's the same thing and it's just getting worse. And to lose like that to Chelsea, who is as shitty as they were advertised, make worse. I know we bad. I know we bad. But Chelsea, nah. I can't stomach that right now. I can't stomach that.
Yeah, and I think Simeon, you're talking for all or most Man United fans, if not all, right? Before Phil and Chef jump in, let me just get some more comments here. Satellite on the inside, good evening to you. Thanks for joining, man. Mylon on the inside as well. Good night to you. Thanks for joining. Javid on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying, fellas, it ain't worth it tonight. I can't do this. Season done. If it's any one team I hate losing to, it's Chelsea. Yeah, boy, Javid. But I feel ya. Guys, don't forget to like and share the podcast. I promise you, you're not liking the performance. You're not liking this version of Manchester United, but you're promoting, this that we're doing here, right? Go true, fellas. Phil, Chef.
What would you like me to say? Send me a message on my WhatsApp, and whatever the message say, I'll say it. What would you like me to say, Ray? I am at your disposal tonight. Whatever script you have for me to say tonight, I will read it off. I will read it to the comments. I'll read it to Chef, read it to Simeon, read it to JP, read it to you. What would you like me to say tonight? The floor is technically mine, but you can have my spot tonight, Reem. You can have my spot tonight. No. All that being said, it's almost like some of these players don't want to be here anymore. They don't. The season is over. call the Uber, call the asteroid, and some of these players have to go come this transfer window. Either the players got to go, the manager got to go, or both. How look, today was another example of an absolute shit show. Reem, go back to the WhatsApp message I sent to you when you said that you think we're going to win today. I told you, Reem, what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead in the second half, and for some reason, Chelsea going to equalize. And you said, nope, you're feeling a win. I said, no, Reem, that's not going to happen. But anyway, is he hope that's kill you? Is he hope? Because Erik ten Hag and some of these players need to look at themselves. Not just for I know some people like stats, so let me read some stats that I sent various people, and various people sent me today. Manchester United is first in shots faced in 2024. Not the 2024 season, at the beginning of 2024. 2024 started, 3 or 4 months ago? We have had 225 shots in the year 2024. Not one, not 200, 225 shots against us in 2024. That is ridiculous.
No. I mean, Ten Hag said that the stats are misleading, right? Is that what he say?
Boy, Ten Hag can F off, boy. Ten Hag can really F off with these stupid ass comments that he's been making for the last 6 months, boy. This man has been making some Ole Gunnar Solskjaer comments after some matches that we were terrible in. But Ten Hag, are you a jackass? We're watching the exact same football as you. Are you making some stupid ass comments like we deserve to win? You're blind. You want more chef glasses. You want more Simeon glasses. You want more JP glasses. All of us are watching the exact same football match tonight, and you talk about we deserve to win. Say that sort of comment versus Liverpool this weekend. I dare you. Say that same comment against Liverpool this weekend. I am here looking at the remaining fixtures for Manchester United for the rest of the season. And I'm trying to figure out which matches we can win here. We got Burnley at home, and Burnley did damage to Chelsea with 10 men, with Vincent Kompany in the crowd. Still got to face Arsenal. Still got to face Crystal Palace. Still got to face Newcastle. Still got to face Liverpool. And still got to face Bournemouth away. Anybody in the comments, anybody on this panel, which one of these fixtures can we get 3 points in? And be honest. I don't know. I literally don't know. Anyway, I'm still waiting on the script ring. And Chef, you can take it from here.
Yeah, Phil, we feel you again. If you speak for all, you speak for most. You know, let me just get 2 comments before Chef jump in. Right, Javid saying here, how can we be this bad? Our players are better than these performances. At least they should be, right? He also saying here, have we had even one game with good game management? Headless chickens, clueless manager who can't talk. He had no impact or influence on this team. Right, Vinny Marshall on the inside, good night, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying, and on top of that, we have to face Liverpool on Sunday with no defense. Jeez. Aye. Go ahead, Chef.
I was really hoping Toronto was gonna go tonight. I do have it in man. Listen, it takes a lot for me to be speechless. You see today? Yeah. I good, you know. I came on tonight purely because I made a commitment, and as a fellow, when I make a commitment to something, I just follow through. And Reem in his brightness asked me before the game. And he know why he does ask before the game. He know why. Then I don't want to. When you type up the script for Phil to say, send it to me too. Now. I don't have nothing. You know, I always have a little wise. I don't have it, you know. I
Yeah,
don't have it.
you can definitely tell. You can definitely tell. Chef got nothing to say. He's stuttering. You can tell.
I don't have it. I don't have it. I really fucking hate Chelsea, you know.
Boy,
I really hate Chelsea, you know. I can't believe we really do that shit, you know. So yeah, I don't have it. I don't have it. Manchester is the greatest boy. Jesus Christ, between Ten Hag and them bunch of shittongs and them, boy, I good boy. I can't wait for the season to do this. Swear.
Yeah,
And
well,
then what, right?
yeah.
And then what? And then what? I was thinking about that today, you know. I can't wait for the season to done. And then what?
Nah, it's always at
And then what?
it's at Euros.
Well, okay,
Let
yeah, it's
England
how Euros,
frustrate me.
but as a Manchester United fan, and then what? When the season done, next season, what we getting next season?
By by now, by now we have to just get accustomed to this shit. This is we this I can't even say we's the new Arsenal because I don't John, I really get Jones my Arsenal brethren and them, but I don't ever remember Arsenal being this shitty boy.
You could have see something was happening at Arsenal. Like you could have
Yeah,
see a plan was in place with Arsenal. There was a direction that the club was going in. Yes, they would not get any performances and finishing as high up in the table. But there was still something in what was happening at Arsenal that they could have see they were rebuilding something. But
Arsenal
at
Arsenal
United
just
now,
needed us to get
you
over Wenger. From the time to get
yeah,
over Wenger, they ain't look back since.
yeah.
But you know,
I literally would like to transport myself to the shoes of Kobe Manu, and I want to know what is going on in his head. When you look around yourself, Kobe Manu, what do you see? Do you okay? You may see a future at Manchester United, maybe for one more season. He's 18 years old. He has the world ahead of him. Maybe one more season. But you put yourself in Kobe Manu's shoes, and you looking left, you looking right, you looking up, you looking down, you looking in front of you, you looking behind you. Are you asking yourself, are these the type of players I want to surround myself for the next 5 to 7 years, 10 years? Would you? No. The answer is no. Will there be some sort of change this summer? I literally do not know. Before we get anybody in this club, we have to take some of the dead wood out of this club. We have to.
I
I
mean,
don't want to hear anything about Manchester United is interested in this. I give two shits. I want to know if 3 or 4 players are leaving this club. Reem, I know you and I were excited about João Neves and the other João Gomez that play for Brazil. I'm excited about them too, but I want some players out my club first before we talk about this and Joe that and whoever. Some players got to leave this club because you put a good apple into a bunch of rotten apples. You know what that good apple going to become? Rotten as well.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of some of these rotten apples first before we can bring in some fresh fruit. We got to.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear nothing about no incoming transfers. I want to hear about departures. Departure loans. That's what I want to hear about. Suitcase out. I want to hear about no incomings. I want to hear who leaving. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree that you see the level that Chelsea do it last season, where players just left, right, and center, they get rid of all them players. We gotta do something like that because the number of players that need to leave the club, I think is at least 10. Is at least 10 players we gotta get rid of.
Yep, sounds about right.
Um, so we have some comments here. No McTominay, no McQuinn.
I mean, McTominay scored last goal. I mean, I don't know what you talk about McTominay for. Not a hero.
Yeah, Mylon saying here, no words. I done. The season is
This
over.
scary person is a Gilroy boy.
Now that's my partner. He's preferred with me. He's at Chelsea. He's a Chelsea man.
Okay, I just want to know how disrespectful I could get now. So let's check it first. Because I know
David?
disrespect woman.
Well, ask Kerry, who was the 100 million signing tonight, Enzo or Kobe Manu?
Here what I say, right?
That Enzo is real shit, you know.
No, but here I saying at the end of the day, them win now, boy.
But they
You
win.
know?
But they win.
So I ain't even.
Yeah, it's
I ain't
true.
Wanna,
They win. We can't say
I wanna-
one after them.
yeah, we can't say
They-
nothing. Yeah,
Them
we
is
can't say
an
nothing.
expensive, shitty team. But guess what?
Yeah, boy.
We worse.
They get
Yeah,
the
but-
result tonight, not us.
But-
Javid saying here, current going by me. Come, Gandhi chef. All right.
But
Ian Tyrone, you do want the insight. Thanks for joining, man. It's a Skinner Park. I can't connect. All right. Adrian Duncan on the inside. Good night, man. Thanks for joining. Saying I felt so ashamed today. I feel I run out of obscene language. Oh Lord, Kerry said we pay 100 for Cole Palmer. All right, brother. Simeon, go through.
Now we would talk about like players. Like one thing I like about Chelsea is, you know, their players like they underperform, but they have some good players just don't perform. Like physically, a lot of them are better. But like one thing,
Technically as well too, Simeon.
yeah, I mean, look,
Yeah.
but only one player scared me, and that was Cole Palmer, because he
bad.
finishes like he's a professional and he's a smart player and he finishes like he's a smart player, and like you could see he was thinking on a higher level. Like look at that the corner goal. Why our players were sleeping. That man called for the ball quick. Yep, players walking around for our team just taking their time, and that man say, "Hey, give that ball real fast, cause that's why I was sleeping." And that man, catch me sleeping. And it's funny because you could see a different level of intelligence from certain players in that field. Palmer is one, and surprisingly Mount. When Mount came on, you saw a different kind of pace and a pep with the Mount.
Facts.
And that
Facts.
when you
Yeah,
see
agree with
that difference, it makes you look at the rest of the team and like, why our players can't think and operate at this level? And it really, I think, and that's the difference in the game. I mean, the mistakes we made, because both teams make dumb mistakes. Like, two of those goals, Idalo, the penalty, even though it was soft, but he shouldn't put himself there. You have Anthony, I don't know what he was doing. Things like that. And then Chelsea gave away two. It's like, but those last two goals, you look at it and you're like, why we still doing it? We go back to these same things. Why are we still going back? Why are we running up the field with no protection in the back? Always. And you look at the players we have on the field. We take out Casemiro and bring out McTominay, right? Casemiro, I don't know what wrong with Casemiro. His legs are gone. He looked real bad today. And Ten Hag left him in there for the second half. I don't care how bad Arambat is. You should have left Casemiro in there. And you leave Paul Manu back there and you bring on McTominay. And McTominay ain't trying to defend, man trying to score goal. So that's another thing. But
I didn't understand that substitution at all, at all. Because I'm just thinking the time of the game when that substitution was made. Dan, I did not understand that substitution. Now I understand taking off Casemiro. Because Casemiro ain't shit. But, bringing on McTominay, who you know not gonna give you nothing defensively, nothing. Dan, according to Phil, Kobe Mino, did he sign a long contract?
Not yet.
Wow. Okay then. I want to see Manchester sell me that. Because I'm sure it have teams coming at him.
Yeah, but Kobe ain't going nowhere. Let's be real, right? Let me get into the game in a little more detail. Now I know it's gonna be tough for us here to have to, go over, this, right? But just to identify, certain things. I mean, because, and I gotta be honest with you, I am. The kind of game that today was the kind of game that actually suits how Ten Hag want to play. A team that, don't really... We played against a team that don't sit back, don't have any kind of defensive, organization per se, and will give us space, and allow us to attack them. And that's the kind of games that we just enjoy. And this is where you would see some of our better performances, right? This is where you would see our lack of being clinical, right? But you'll also see how we expose ourselves by committing over committing. And I think Simeon had mentioned it. All right? Now, I thought that the game started and the which one was Bruno goal? Bruno was the second goal. I thought the second goal that we scored was a very, very it was a good goal. The play from the back to the front, it was nice. That is what I would like to see. And I think somebody had asked me why we don't see more goals like this. When last we see a goal like that? I can't remember who.
But Kareem, Chelsea shut up like Chelsea. Two men let Bruno just drift wide. I mean, it's smart. We scored the goal, but like two men watch Bruno run past them and they didn't track him. Like,
and this is why while I was pleased with the goal, I can't get carried away because most teams that we play not that indisciplined defensively like Chelsea, right? And this is why my expectations of this game was so high because I know Chelsea poor in terms of their defensive discipline, their defensive structure, they just commit a lot of bodies forward, just like we. So it's just really to see who was the worst of the both of us, right? And going down 2-0, the game was even at that point, and I really kind of felt as though, we didn't really deserve to be 2 down at that point in time, but we were able to come back because I thought we were playing well, right? Chelsea were giving us all the space, Chelsea was making this game an even game, even though we were 2 down. So this is why I was confident that, hey, we could really see this through. Even when we were 2 down, I thought we would come back and get something, We don't, and I know we just labor about that cutback. Again, it happened. So much so that I have to wonder whether Ten Hag have, video analysis, people who just sit down and they just go over these things. Why it is we only conceding cutbacks? Why it is we only concede how much? Earlier, I sure we could do a reel or a video that probably 10 minutes long of cutback goals we conceded this season. You know what I'm saying?
This season?
Well, I mean, right? Even all right, and yeah, Chef, true, probably last season, but I'm talking about this season, and I don't understand how come we in April, and this not addressed, how we still conceding goals. You understand what I'm saying? I have a serious issue now. Simeon mentioned something. Chelsea had the more technical players. Chelsea moved the ball around nice, and our decision making, I thought, is what let us down. Because we saw the changes with Casemiro. Now, from what Erik ten Hag said, Casemiro had to come off because, he didn't want to overload him. Right? So it was more of an enforced substitution rather than a tactical one. Now, I would expect a Eriksen or probably a Amrabat. But like Ten Hag more bent on giving certain players minutes. Like I didn't even think Højlund needed to come off. Right? I didn't think that Mount, even though he came on and he improved us a little bit in terms of ball retention. And a scene where he needed to come on when he was up and he needed to just show up the game. One to Amrabat, one to Ericsson. You want to show up the game, kill off the football, you're away. You don't have the back end of the majority of the fan base there to push you on. Right? While Chelsea had the crowd pushing them and they were coming at me. You didn't see that they were coming over and over and over and they were just waving. You found yourself in a situation where you had a youth defender with Harry Maguire. Why it is we wasn't protecting that back four?
Yeah.
Why it is Amrabat and Ericsson wasn't on the field? And these are the kind of questions in terms of game management and man management I had to ask myself about Erik ten Hag. Go through JP.
Yeah, I was just saying, you gotta stifle the midfield in circumstances like that. Because you know our main problem is midfield getting run over. So take out some of the attackers, leave one man, you bring on Rashford for his pace on top, leave Rashford on top, and just stifle that midfield with Amrabat, with Ericsson. Just stifle it. Or they
That
play
he
with the ball, keep the
refuses to
ball,
do
and
that,
just
you know.
lock up the midfield.
But that man
You know, and
refused
that
to
is the
play with
problem.
five, you know.
And that is the problem, you know. So I see people are saying, you know, you can't really blame Ten Hag for this game and thing. He still had to take something. He has to have decisions players making that for. But the manager is the one who making decisions as to how the team set up. You can't be leading 3-2 at Chelsea late in a game. Take off Casemiro and you bring on a player who, you know, his purpose in the team, he like to go forward and try and score goals. Make late runs from midfield and try and score goals. Why would you bring on Scott McTominay in a game like this? We don't need a goal. We need to shore up the midfield. We need to make sure Chelsea not allowed to pass through us. We need to stop conceding so many shots, allowing people to run into the box so easy. So you had to, as the manager, had to make the decision there and be like, Amrabat, Ericsson, warm up, take off the Garnacho, take off Garnacho, take off Casemiro, take off Casemiro, but show up that midfield. That is what the manager there for.
But my biggest thing with Ten Hag, well, not the biggest, but like one of the biggest issues I have with Ten Hag is his own words. Like he had said, I mean, I guess recently he said he don't see an issue with with all the shots. I mean, he think it's a fake stat. Like he don't see what we are seeing.
Not fake.
How could you not see that? How could you not see your midfield every single game? Your midfield is beat overrun to the point that you never show up your midfield. You never bring on. I mean, I get Amrabat isn't what we wanted, but still, don't leave Menu in there. I mean, don't leave him on an island by himself. Menu is not Fred. We laugh at Fred, but Fred was good at that role, like back and forth defending. One major issue I have with Menu is not quick. He's not that fast. He has a good speed, but he ain't that guy. When it comes to other midfielders in the league, he's not the one you want, chasing after somebody, chasing back. That's not his game. But you're gonna leave him there against Chelsea. You see the kind of players Chelsea have. Casemiro was dead in the first half. Dead. The man couldn't track nothing. The man was so slow. He was throwing stuff at
Jogging. He was actually jogging. Jogging, Simeon, and the attacker was bursting, and he was there jogging.
And what bugs me watching this game, what hurts my heart watching these games, as the announcer would tell you, would see these things and see it. And as a fan, you wondering why my coach can't see that. Like, why my coach watching the same game can't see that Casemiro is just dead weight out there.
Dead.
And then the second half will start and it's time with Casemiro too. And one more thing, Varane, at the end of the first half, Varane was injured, right? The very end. And like, the announcers see it, they're like, oh, Varane's hurt, they're probably going to try and, wait till like the second half to, or halftime to change it. And Maguire screaming, hey, get subbing now,
Yeah, I think that was after Chelsea break and hit the post.
And then men still playing. The men get the ball back, Bruno on them, and they still want to play, attacking. Like, no, call the ball up. Like, what kind of, what you doing? You have a man, you have a defender who can't run, literally can't run. You only have a few seconds to hold the ball up, and go to halftime so you get the man off. And you want to play football around it. I mean, and it happened then, and it happened in extra time. We still attacking. Even when we were goal up, we still attacking.
Yeah, I watched Bruno get our ball in that extra time. And all he had to do was play the ball back. And this man is I line and tell you, Bruno is a player, a defender, but boy, he could go anywhere too.
But here that's right, Chef. I find that Bruno only reverted in the latter part of the second half. I find the first half Bruno was playing decent. And I mean, I'm not one of Bruno's biggest fans, but I find Bruno was keeping it simple. He was moving the ball a lot. He was rotating with Kobe Mano, so he was dropping back to assist with Casemiro in the midfield. Mano was playing high up. You understand? Because Bruno had the engine, so he could move up and down. And I saw a lot that I could say, well, hey, I see what Bruno was doing today. But you see that second half, Chef and fellas, when we needed the captain to use that kind of understanding of the game, shithouse the game a little bit, win fouls, kick away the ball, pull back people, take the odd yellow card, just to kill time. You understand? It had two occasions where I saw on the end, that is after Ten Hag had brought on Mount, where he kept telling them, "All you keep the ball, all you keep the ball." I saw Ten Hag keep telling them, and Bruno try one over the top for Rashford, and Rashford try one over the top for Bruno, and gave back the possession to Chelsea. And I asked myself, why it is these guys are not listening to instructions? Why are we going for the goal? Why are we rushing it? You understand what I'm saying?
Kareem,
Forget listening to instructions.
Even
Bench their ass next game. Bench them. Be this ruthless manager you said when you first came into the club. Be ruthless. Bench their ass next game. I could give two shits if it's Liverpool. Bench their ass next game. You did not listen to me versus Chelsea. Now you will have to hold some wood in your backside for Liverpool. Bench them. He can talk all he wants, Reem. But you see next game versus Liverpool, you know who's starting? I done.
Yeah, and Casemiro.
Let me just get some comments here, fellas. Kid on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying good night, fellas. Another game, same thing happened. 27 shots against us, losing focus and throwing away the win as usual all season. These players don't have shame. Right? Ethan Lynch on the inside. Good night to you, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying just passing through to lend support and strength. Alright, man. Hammond World on the inside. Good night to you, man. Thanks for joining. He's saying sad, but consistent set of circumstances did us in. Yeah.
Gosh, boy, Hammond, boy. You picked tonight to come on this, boy? Jesus Christ.
Ethan saying here, blessings and love, man. Difficult day. Oh, yeah, here what he's saying, right? Here what he's saying. These are shameless. These Chelsea men are. Right?
Yeah.
This man, this Dave Daniel fella, have been missing since last season when we cut the tail and watch him. Yeah? Good night to you, buddy. Yeah. All right. Whatever. Right? All this shameless boy.
Shameless, boy.
Yeah. So fellas, again, right? Today show all right, so we'll be getting at, guys, and I know there's something that we probably talk about many times, right? But sometimes I just try to figure out where Ten Hag had to take responsibility and where the players had to take responsibility. Now, ultimately, earlier is the manager neck going on the chopping block, and is he head gonna roll, right? But I want to be fair to each party, right? What we blaming Ten Hag for this evening, and what we blaming the players for? Phil.
What are we blaming the players for? It's look for the game of football is all about decision making. Football is played up here, right? I can't remember the last time I see Marcus Rashford do this, but that's a different story for a different time. Football is all about decision making. For example, there's certain plays that you don't need your coach to tell you what to do. Keeping football simple is something that a coach should maybe remind you of doing, but at the end of the day, with so much experience in football and you being in so much circumstances over the years of playing football, when certain scores are coming down to the wire, you know what you need to do. We weren't a goal down, we were a goal up, right? Away from home, not even at Old Trafford, away from home. I taking 3 points at Stamford Bridge anytime, and just rolling away. I would win by 1 goal. But one thing that a lot of people a lot of fans, and not you guys, but a lot of fans like to take for granted is in-game management.
Yeah.
I can send out 11 players and tell them to follow these tactics. But a great manager is always both proactive and reactive, right? A good manager knows how to think on his feet. Whether a player gets a red card, a player gets injured, we can totally see that this season, not only just this game, but this season, we can totally see that opposition players are running through our midfield. Because Scott and Bruno like to do this, like to go forward and not help poor Kobe Menu. So right now, when Bruno and Scott eventually give away the football, it's almost like an energetic midfield of 2 or 3 players running at Kobe Menu. There's only so much Kobe Menu can do. Why are we sticking to a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 formation when things aren't going our way? Change it up a bit. Put 3 in the back and overcrowd the midfield, or take off a striker and bring on a midfielder and play some sort of like false nine. At the end of the day, you have to analyze this game from minute 1 to minute 99. You have to. The players, like you asked, when it comes to decision making, is both the players and the manager. The manager has to analyze the game and say, you know what? Why is so confused is how we on this panel can see this and the manager can see this, Reem? Well, I so effing confused. How can we all see this here and the manager can't see this here? And we are in our respective countries watching it on TV or watching it on some on the idiot box, and he cannot see it. And he right there. He is 100 meters away from the players. But that's the baffling part. That's the baffling part. If it is, I can make another scenario that's totally not football related. If I go outside and outside is cold, I'm gonna put on a winter coat. If I go outside and I have on the coat and outside is hot, I can take it off. You just adjust and adapt to your settings around you. You just do that. My question again, and I will repeat it probably every single podcast. How come all of us can see this from our chairs in different respective countries, and Ten Hag is right there, 100 meters away from the players, and he can't see it? Why? Anyway, it's done.
But-
JP? Oh, go ahead, Simeon, go ahead.
Now to follow up Phil's point real fast, like that's why we hired Ten Hag. Like that's why I wanted Ten Hag. I wanted a coach that knew football, that could coach from his sideline, and I ain't getting that. I mean, I feel like I've been, I made a bad purchase because I see on the back of the box it said coach, Ajax coach tactics, coach basics, teach. I figured that's what we was getting. The ball head coach on the sideline, yelling instructions to the players. And
you want to work him in? We did not put our money towards paying Ten Hag, but for some reason I want my money back. I had nothing to do with the hiring of Ten Hag, but for some reason I want my money back. I want to hand back in the receipt. Sorry for interrupting you, man.
JP.
Yeah, go through, JP.
Yeah, I think to properly answer the question, we have to know what's going on in trade. Because I can't understand you having training how many times a week preparing for matches. Training will supposed to vary based on the team you're playing because you would train for the team that you're going to play on that week. But to me, it just seemed like Jose Mourinho, it seemed like Louis Van Gaal, where they were stubborn, stuck in their ways, whatever their philosophy is, like that is what the players had to go out and execute and make it work. And this is my issue with Ten Hag. Years now I say a great manager, just as Phil says, a manager who know how to adapt to the game. You have to be able to change and suit. Fergie used to do it, and how Fergie used to adapt to the game would have been with his assistants. He would bring in a different assistant based on the direction that football was going at the point in time. If it wasn't working again, he'd change the assistant and bring in fresh new ideas for him to change up how he managed Manchester United and was so successful at doing it. Eric Ten Hag is doing the same thing over and over and expecting to get different results. Phil say we playing 4-2-3-1. We playing 4-1-4-1. That is what we playing. 4-1-4-1. And that one in front of the defense is where we have the problem. And my worry is Kobe Main. Because we seeing the talent this youth man have. And we could just spoil that. And I concerned for him. So I really want to see a proper clean out of the club. Build a midfield around Kobe Main. Get the players to support him and to suit his style of play. If that is the direction the club going and Ten Hag can manage that properly, then okay. But for now, I have a lot of question marks with Ten Hag. And we know about the players. We know about the players. We have the poor decision making. But I think that also comes down to coaching. Because you can't tell me from the start of the season to now, the same players making the same stupid decisions, losing games in the same way, yet every week we still seeing the same players starting. Who picking the team? Men don't walk in and say, my name on the list today, no? Is the manager picking the team? And I don't care if you're going to dig into the youth team to teach them players a lesson. If you're not listening to me, if you're not executing my instructions, this youth man will get a start over here. We're not seeing that. The same players getting picked over and over, making the same stupid decisions over and over. Ten Hag coming at the end of the game and saying, we played a brilliant game. You concede 27 or 28 shots, but we played a brilliant game. How that is a brilliant game? You know how many managers after 4-3, even if they win, would come and say it was entertaining for the fans, but as a manager, it wasn't a good game. Ten Hag come and say that was a great game we played. He on cocaine, my something had to be wrong with Ten Hag. That when I listen to that
Not a
interview,
normal, not a
I get
normal.
vexed,
Yeah, something wrong.
I get vexed by
Chef, so is it that, right? No, earlier, what if it have this big grand plan that, Ten Hag working on, and we're gonna see, things just fall into place and things just kind of, and it's just, is it that, right? We just had to stomach this season because he taken time to really drive in a philosophy, whatever it may be. Probably we can't see it now, but probably Ten Hag seeing it, right? Probably he know where it is he trying to, implement, and he working on the group, and he's seeing signs or tendencies to where he want to go, and it's just a little bit again before we actually see this thing. All I reaching there, but
what
you know,
Chef
all,
face now.
Yeah, mute chat.
Yeah, we not living in Wonderland or Disney World. Eh? So you see that shit you now talk there? Take it all the way back.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
do
I try
that.
to. Oh, yeah, I
Hey,
try
I
and
tried
no
all
here.
home
Here
not to
what I'm
use
doing,
no
right?
colorful language.
No,
Oh
but here
God,
what.
I
Oh,
tried.
yeah. No,
Don't do
but
me
oh, yeah.
that.
No, but chef, here why, right? Because we expected
You
so much from this
trying,
manager.
you trying to
No, I
find
expected.
sense. You trying to find sense and understanding in a situation that makes absolutely no sense.
Only it had a. Only a,
None.
we can't be so shit. Only it's something had to be brewing somewhere. Only I can't understand. I don't. Listen.
I think today was the breaking point for plenty of us, you know. For me, it was. Like, I really can't, I telling all the flat out, unless I have nothing to do, I ain't going to watch much more football for this season. Because I just find it to make no sense.
I can't
Today,
help it. Sorry, I can't. I come to watching them games. I
today,
get frustrated.
today was already more. And I was say that and then like a jackass, I will probably still be watching it. Eh? But then, it's like,
Nah, chef. Reem think he's so smart, you know. Reem was asked me the day before if you want me on the podcast.
yeah,
He won't ask me after the match finish. Like he know he can say no.
How
But
about that actually after the match?
He can ask me the day
he
before.
never does ask after the match. He does wait. He does look to ask in the busiest part of your day. When you just say, yeah, no problem. And you're going about it yourself.
So if Reem had asked me a minute after today's match to be on this podcast, he get any blue tick, you know. He get any blue tick.
Dan, no, but on a real though, we have suffered enough for years. We see real shit for the years. But you see right now, nah boy. We thought on Ole it was madness, but yeah boy. Woo.
I mean, when's the last time we lost to Chelsea? A long time, right?
Yeah, about 6 years.
No matter how bad we've been, we've always got the
Because beat
result
Chelsea.
against Chelsea. Always. Always.
That is actually a poster minds, you know. And I'm sure the reminder is going to come up just now. And no matter how shitty we is, we just beat Chelsea.
All I saying, right? And there's me. I know I'm reaching a little, but all I saying is, it has something that happening behind the scenes in training that Ten Hag refining, and we can sort of see, we can sort of see something a little more tangible. Because it not making sense, right? And I'm trying to really analyze this, probably from, I know JP said the man on cocaine, right? But how to put it by how you could look at the game, how you could look at the game and tell me, this was an excellent performance. Is it that you seeing certain things that you're working on, that you're seeing improvement? Because and I want to be fair to the managers, right? Because I really, in my opinion, the Ole interview on the overlap was it was an eye opener for me, right? Because even Ole said in his first season, it was he allowed the team to play the way to their strengths, natural strengths, right? But when he started to demand that we take it to the next level is when we got the drop off, right? So it had me wondering whether it was really Ole or it was really the players, or whether he didn't get the time to get rid of the players that were kind of holding us back to really take it to the next level. And I seeing where
he was lacking back.
Yeah, but he had a team.
But at the same time, he had real shit to work with.
Right, and then he had Carrick and McKenna, and look where Carrick and McKenna is right now in terms of, So I asking myself, and I'm trying to just figure this thing out with Ole here. Is it that Ten Hag now, in after the first season, he allowed them just like Ollie, and then time now to take it to the next level. You're getting the same kind of, you know, the kind of push off, but he's seeing things, and the hope is now that with Ineos that we'll start to see, more of the way Ten Hag wants us to play. Because I've been honest with you, and I know Chelsea would have learned a lot to, what we saw, the positives that we'd have seen the first half. But I'm just trying to make sense out of what I've seen earlier, because it can't be that every season a new manager come in, he get the players the way, they perform, but when he take them to the next or he demand more from them, we see this drop off. And every 2 seasons we could be calling for a manager head. I really conflicted earlier. And I don't know if anybody share those sentiments, anybody have a different perspective on it.
If the way Ten Hag talking is, I have to believe he's an idiot. I mean, the way he talking, I have to believe he can't coach. If the man say, well, I don't have my players, or we don't have the personnel to, but he played
then,
his side.
Simeon, we just say one thing, but you have to be this managerial thing. It real. You have to be careful. You can't make them kind of statements because players could. You have to keep players on side too now, boy.
I understand, but at the same time, it's your head.
It's not as black and white,
I know, but at the same time, as a fan, I understand where he coming from. But as a fan, when he talking that mess, I have to look at him. I gotta put back my hand. I gotta say, hey, wait, nah. I mean, it's mission. We not, like you said, we're not in training. We're not in the dressing room. We're not in the boardroom. We don't hear from any who Brailsford or Ratcliffe really don't talk about the club that much as far as operations. Ten Hag is the only person we hear from, and if he's the one talking that mess, we have to take what he says and then look at what we see and realize he talking shit and go from there. He ain't saying, well, so and so ain't training well, or I can't do this because this player don't want to do it, or I have to go what I hear. What I hear.
But you understand, Simeon, but you understand why he can't do that, right? Because the last time he do that, it had a big issue with Sancho, right? So you understand why he probably prefer not to do that and be as tight-lipped. Now, earlier, I'm just trying to be devil's advocate here because you can't be so deluded, right? And I don't know if what he's seeing is just as a result of like that. Okay, let me draw an example. Mourinho say finishing second with that Man United team was his greatest achievement. If you read into that more, you go understand probably why he say that. Because it's not easy with a group of players carrying that kind of mentality, being able to play one way. So when you achieve something like that, where people might consider, but as normal, you do good, and you win so much things, but why this is your greatest achievement? Because of what he working with. So I don't know, boy. We can't be so bad.
One thing, if he and Ratcliffe and Brentford talk before and they say, yeah, this team is real shit, let's try and get through the season, fine. If he know his job secure, go ahead. Tell me all the, lie to everybody. Fine, but fix it. But if not, he gets fired. We'll see. If he and Brailsford and Ratcliffe already say this team is mess, go wait till the season to fix it. Then fine, talk all that media stuff. But if not, is he getting fired? By the way it's looking before the end of the season. If it keeps on like this.
Yeah. Let me get some comments on JP. Chef Phil, you all could jump in on it, right?
I like one of the people who tuning in tonight.
Satellite saying here, I feel Anthony taking Rashford's spot. What would that be kind of?
Hey, big up to Anthony. Yeah?
Anthony was good today. Anthony was definitely.
Anthony worked hard today, boy.
He was good today.
And you know that's all pretty much.
Yeah.
The thing about it is context important. The opponent play the kind of football.
Iman Corella get happy. Yeah. Iman Corella get happy. That's what it is.
But you had to play who in front of you, and he did play well today. I thought Anthony was positive. Right? Hammond saying here, you swear they don't review tapes of previous games and teams. We can see these shortcomings and necessary changes. Don't know how they don't. Yeah. Um, Kevin Williams on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying, please get Rashford out of my club. Mancunian,
Agreed.
born and bred. United to the heart, my earth. Right? Arun on the inside, good night to you, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. Yeah, fellas. So, I mean, I know most might jump and say Kareem, Reem deluded, but I mean, go through.
I think the thing is when you look at the selections out there too, and what you want from a manager to come and do. Ten Hag was the right choice that we made in terms of what he was doing at Ajax. And I think that because even listening to when Ole talk on that podcast, I was thinking the same thing. But then you're still seeing decisions that could be made that not being made by Ten Hag. I think that's where I kind of have a topsy-turvy view on it. Because I understand that the players, and that's why I say I think it's 10 plus players that might need to leave the club if you really want to see something change it. But at the same time, Amrabat wasn't here before. You wanted Amrabat, you get him in, and let me be honest, Amrabat didn't have the best performances, but how many games straight can we say Amrabat get to play? Amrabat didn't really get the kind of chances to settle into a team because when he now came, he was injured. When he first played, he played left back and kind of an inverted role. He didn't really come and play the role that we signed him for. So that is on the manager. That is not a player who was there under Mourinho. That is not a player who was there under Ole. That is a player that he bring in. So yes, the culture, the club and the culture and mentality of some of the players not the best. But the decisions that he continuing to make is where it baffling. The decisions to play McTominay so often. Yes, McTominay is probably that kind of model player who does be there on time, does train the best. He's a nice guy, kind of. That's probably who McTominay is, isn't it? So managers is probably like him for his work rate and things like that. But if every week all Manchester United fans could see McTominay only shows up late to score a goal in the box and does nothing else, and he keeps getting played, he coming off the bench before players like Amrabat, then there's the manager to answer the question.
But then,
So I don't want it's real hard to say we're gonna get a new manager because then we had to start this process all over again. But then are we trusting Ten Hag now to go forward with Ineos to do this again next season? I think at most I willing to give Ten Hag until December, because if they clear out some players, bring in some players, and we're not seeing a difference in terms of actual style of play, and I think that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing is that we don't have a style of play. So, like we were talking about Arsenal earlier, even when Arsenal wasn't good, you saw what Teta was trying to do with the team. You saw the style he was trying to play with the team. Because it was something that they were learning, they were not getting all the results and they were not finishing as high in the table. But you were seeing them play in a particular way that Arteta wanted to play.
Teta was waiting to get the players and them too. He didn't have the players he wanted.
Right, but and that's the thing. He was still seeing our style. So Ten Hag could say he have players to get to them, but we're not seeing our style with the players that they are right now.
But if I could just be a devil's advocate, JP, right? Because I really want to kind of bat for Ten Hag a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Arsenal, even though Arteta, didn't have his players, Arteta even though Arteta didn't have his players, Arsenal has always, understood, or the club hierarchy has always established their way of play. So their recruitment will always bring in players to suit a particular way of play. So Arteta would have had technically good
A blueprint.
players.
A blueprint.
Even though they would not be the players at the higher levels that he would want to play at, they had the ability and capabilities to play a particular way, the Arsenal way, if I could call it that, right? I don't even want to go into that, but you get my point. The thing about Manchester United is our recruitment all over the place. You still have players from Van Gaal style of football. Then you have Mourinho style of football. You have players from. Then you have players from Ole style of football. And now we're bringing them into Ten Hag now to play what style of football. So Ten Hag now have a group of players with different profiles, and he had to try to fit that in to suit how he wants to play. And while I agree with plenty of what you're saying, JP, in terms of his decisions, in terms of making the same mistakes and expecting different results, he kind of hell bent on implementing his style of football and his principles, and these fellas have to get it, whether you're suited or not, because there's who I have. And he also said something in the press, in the interview, that, it spoke to me as well. He talked about, being able to be the robust type players to meet the demands of the league. Because when you look at the likes of, Eriksen, Amrabat, these fellas were getting injured. So he relying more on the players who robust now. That's why you see the likes of Bruno playing most games. McTominay, as much as I do like the player, the man, he available now, boy. Similarly with Garnacho, Rashford, these players available. So if he want to play his style, he had to try to base it on who are available as opposed to, who really suited. I don't know if you understand me.
That could kind of tie to what my next question was going to be. Dan, what the F is the reason we getting so much injuries?
I was just about to ask that question.
Yeah.
Like, I have never seen this before.
I don't want to jinx it, but you see with Sandro Martinez, I hope he does not head down the same road as Eric Bailly. I hope not.
I actually thought about that, and I was like, boy, I really hope that is not a Eric Bailly we get in there. Because you all remember, Eric started off very similar. I thought so too, but Dan, only remember last podcast I was here, I talk about Manchester rushing back players. I talk about it. Dan, horse, if you don't you don't have players bring up from the youth team, that this rushing back, I had a huge problem with them rushing back Martinez. Men trying to tell me, nah, he fit. Dog, the man can't be fit. What is fit?
We don't let men go and train with the under 21s and thing again before they come back in the senior team.
Like we don't do that thing again.
We used to have long time, and yeah, and play games with the under 21 and thing, yeah.
You had to prove your fitness before you come back into the squad. You will play with the under 21 and the reserves and them for a couple of games, and then come back into the team. You had to get through. Actually, you had to get through 90 consecutive minutes before you could get back into the first team.
Yeah.
That was a rule.
Men had to swell for that shit.
All of a sudden, like, we don't do that again. And you know, the funny thing is, from recollection, those players we talking about used to want to do that, because them fellas them want to show the coach already pick me.
Yeah.
This Russian back players that is a real failure thing. And I talk about it and I swear like I jinx the man.
Let me just get some comments quick. Simeon, you'll come in after the comments, right? Jerome Foster on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying here, Amrabat, why we sell Fred? All right.
Because
Eric Lewis.
the thing is, we needed an upgrade in that position. Fred wasn't it. Let's be real about that. We call him his name because he was here, but Fred wasn't it. But the fact is, we sell him and didn't replace him remotely.
That is it.
And this is what we've been doing for years now. We would sell that. We yet to replace Ander Herrera. We yet to replace Matic.
Yeah. Eric saying here, Ten Hag out and players out. We are just as bad as we were with Moise. Jerome Foster saying here, Ten Hag like he get mad. The players drive him mad. Right? Jesus Sacho on the inside. Good night, man. Glory, glory, man. United, eh? Rai Torres on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying baffling to see how we have the same players that cost 5+ managers.
Yes, boy. It must have one consistent thing, you know. And you know, we sit here and often say, well, we can't get rid of the players. But then I watch Pep get rid of players wholesale till he get team properly, you know. That man buy a whole team and sell them just as fast when they was playing shit. And shit was them coming second and third.
Yeah.
We can't. But you see, we trap ourselves now with these dotish contracts we give these men. Nobody else is good. Who gonna pay Marcus Rashford 350,000? A striker who don't score.
Yeah. Jerome saying here we have a style. It's just not making any sense. High press, low block, no midfield. Yeah. Eric Lewis saying here 40% of all league games are losses. Alright, game after game, tons of shots conceded. Alright, he's also saying here, JP, our style still is counter-attack from since, as we don't have the quality and resilience physically. The resilience, physicality, and athleticism only matches breakaway, and we miss more than score. Right? I only listen through the app. That's how we listen to the game.
So,
right?
So, and I'm going to say it again to that point Jesus said. That's not a style, eh? Let's get it waxed. That ain't a style. Breakaway is part of football. But if you telling me you setting up your team to play breakaway football, you're a jackass. And that's why we losing how we losing. That's not a style.
Yeah, right. Torres saying here that is why we players getting injuries because no squad depth, so we have to rush back the men. All right.
But Torres, to that though, yes and no to that because Dan, this man don't rotate players properly at all. Every one of us here, when we saw the centre back injuries, we were saying give that youth man a run because he fits. If you have a fit young player, inexperienced, but you have him, he's fit, why would you be rushing back 30-something-year-olds in front of him? Is that logical?
Look
That's
what
one.
Look at what Liverpool doing. With their youths, they had the youth man playing next to Van Dijk and the right back.
And he looking better he's a better Bradley's a better defender than Wayne.
Trent. Yeah. So you had to give the youth that chance. You have
then you have to give, and this is my thing though. You come from Ajax, which is known for giving young players a chance. That Manchester United has always known to be giving young players a chance. A question as people often ask is, when last have we produced from our academy a world-class player? But my question to that could be, because our manager's not giving our young players chances. I don't know if it's the pressure of being, but dog, I keep on saying, we don't, if you want to tell me we don't have squad depth, cool, you know, then We so don't want to squad them, give them youths a chance. I will say
That's what I
it
say.
over and over.
Yeah.
I prefer to lose with them youths and them because I know one
Yeah.
thing, they will give our effort.
Yeah.
I will say one thing before we go back to the comments. A proper style of play and philosophy can make average players like good players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alan on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying, sorry I'm late, but can anyone tell me why we self-destruct for the second time in a row in extra time? Yeah.
Because we have stupid players and a jackass manager.
Jerome saying here, Fred was always fit. We have worse now. He was inconsistent but available. We still have inconsistent and now unavailable. Alright. These players lack composure. We lose 5 points in injury time. Why? That is not the manager. That is our players out there who have years of experience playing like under 19s. I tend to agree with him. Right, saying here it's how we view loyalty to players as well, but that don't always bring success. Rashford and them other players couldn't be in any serious team.
But they're not making none of the top 6. It have a lot of players on our team. Let me be real. If we always talk about this, if we want to strive to get back to being a big team, let's watch the men who the start for Manchester. And if you're being honest with yourself, them making any of them other top teams sides, highly unlikely. The only man I say right now making any of them top teams because the youth just bad is Kobe Mino.
Kobe Garnacho and Hoyland.
Kobe Garnacho. Then Garnacho would come off. Garnacho would probably come off the bench. Garnacho would probably come off the bench and plenty of them teams on them. But Kobe could be a starter.
Hoyland that's a better team. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Hoyland in our Spurs team, where they actually put the ball in the box.
Yeah.
I see that. I agree with that.
Yeah, I can agree with you there.
Simeon gone. All right, so we had to wrap up, fellas. Now I know we could go on and on because I even get a chance to talk about that 10 minutes.
we could wrap up.
That 10 minutes added on time. That's I can't see how Chelsea get that amount of time. You understand? Against Brentford was 11 minutes, I think, and today was 10 minutes. I don't know if you guys. I don't know. You know, but fellas, we are Liverpool on Sunday, right? And I know Klopp, still have the FA Cup quarterfinals in his mind, right? So I know they're coming out to embarrass, they're coming out to punish, they're coming to silence Old Trafford, right? But I mean, I don't know. Especially considering that we don't know what's the situation with Varane, we don't know what's the situation with Evans, Lindelof not available, Martinez not available. So the only fit defenders we have is who? Maguire and Kambwala.
And Scott.
And Scott.
Oh Lord. Anyway, fellas.
I'm captain and Salah.
Aye.
For
Fellas,
sure for that.
Let me get some closing thoughts. We could factor in Liverpool and we defense. Yeah.
We getting licks. Sorry. If anybody thought I was gonna try to dress it up, no. Yeah, and you know the reason why? Because as you rightfully say, club holding me in mind for that licks to get in that FA Cup. So yeah, I can't see us coming out of that game with no points. That's just me. Sorry.
What time the game is that?
I think 10:30 or what time in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm not sure what time it could be. I don't know if you and Simeon on the same time now.
10:30, yeah.
Okay. Closing thoughts, fellas.
It's just one and nice for you. I'm dead serious, boy. I literally don't know what to say, boy. I
Fair,
literally don't.
fair.
No, I mean, what's next? I mean, I mean, it's to the point now where, at least I see, same thing, but a little bit different this time. We lose in what, 96 minutes, 98, whatever. But like what's next? Like, what's next chapter of this, embarrassment? Like, what is Ten Hag going to do with this team next? I mean, we run through what, 2 center backs today, because I don't know who going to play next game. I mean, Liverpool, they're trying to win a title. I mean, they're just gonna brush past us. But like, what are we gonna do next to I mean, what more are we going to put through? What more can we go through with this team? I mean, I look at the players, we have. I mean, I don't know. It's nobody I can look at and say, well, they're gonna pull us out. I don't see no hope. I don't see no. I just see, the finish line, and hopefully, summer comes and the asteroid, as Phil says, comes and just erases everything.
Yeah, JP.
I best way to I approach games, no expectations. That way, whatever happen. Because Manchester United could turn up Sunday and do something and have a repeat against like what we did against Liverpool in the FA Cup, or we could just show up and get blowout. So I'm not setting up myself for win or loss. I just go down and watch the game. That's the only way to preserve my sanity with this Manchester United.
I could give you the political answer. You know the type of answers that politicians give you 3 and 4 months before an elections. I'll give you that answer. So the rivals Liverpool are coming to town, and we have the 12th man in the crowd, and the 12th man will get behind the players, and the players know what it means to play against Liverpool over the years. This is the biggest rivalry in football. So yeah, come on, you Reds! Woohoo!
I mean,
If only.
I mean, the guys again with nothing to really be positive about, So the sarcasm noted, Phil. I hope for those in the comments, he not serious, right? Jody on the inside, Jody, we're looking to wrap it, buddy. Blessed night to you, man. All right, guys, I think this brings us to the end of the pod. Another real disappointing result. The capitulation. With 2 minutes to go. The brain fart from Dalot, then the whole team drop asleep, walking, strolling into the box as though, Princess Margaret come in, and everybody just had to wait for she to set up now. Not understanding that Chelsea thinking quick and they want to, they're looking for a victory. Right? Disappointing, but then again, we come to expect these kind of things from this group. So I mean, the only thing we could do is hope for the best and expect disappointment come Sunday. Jody getting the last comments and wrap it, guys. You saying earlier, still taking on stride. Hey, finally see the light. All right, Jody. All right. So guys, again, Phil, JP, Chef Simeon, I really commend all the fellas, for coming on, and in spite of all the heavy vibes and the negativity and the discouragement, now we still coming here to vent and get a little therapy in the inside. It gonna be a long show if it's me alone up here now, So yeah, so guys, thanks again for coming on. Those in the comments, all you too, Thanks again. Right, and venting and thing. Eric saying here, it's Martial fault. Yeah. Yeah, so guys, we could be here again on Sunday, right?
Don't say we.
Phil-
You best speak for yourself.
JP,
Don't say
Don't
we.
say we.
Simeon,
Don't say we.
you know, we could be here again on Sunday. Win, lose, or
But
draw.
this my wicked boy.
We could be here. We
My
could be
wicked
here.
boy.
Right? We will be here to vent or to sing praises. Right? Even though it might be short lived and we might do shit the game after. You know? We live in the moment. So it was nice. Fellas, have a good night. See you on the next one.